Hi students, it's been a few weeks since I've done a video for you. A lot has happened in a few weeks. I have a new baby at home, which I will introduce you to her probably a little bit later on. But I wanted to make sure that I was still checking in with you, seeing how you're doing. I hope everything in the semester is going well. We are winding down into our last few weeks. So we're entering week 13, which is exciting because after week 13 we have a nice holiday break for Thanksgiving, and then we only have 3 weeks left in the semester. So I'm very excited to wrap up this fall semester with you all. Hope that it's been well for you. But I also wanted to let you know what week 13 is going to look like. So week 13 is going to dive into some study skills. And so we're going to be talking about memorization skills. And so just wanted to kind of give you a heads up into what we are going to be doing this week. You have a quiz on chapter 5 and 6. That's going to be due by next Monday. The discussion board I'm going to talk you through in just a second. And then your focus question assignment. And then also the introduction of the cultural plunge assignment, which was introduced last week. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that as well. So let me go to our discussion board for this week. So this week, we're going to be looking at some memorization techniques from chapter 5. And so your task for this week is to create an example of how you use one of these techniques, either acronyms, acrostics, associations, or the loci technique. The loci technique really talks about using places as a memorization. However, for this assignment and for this task, I really allow for just visual pictures. So you'll see that was my example. If I wanted to memorize the topic of core beliefs, or the concept of core beliefs, which is talked about in chapter 5, and where those are stored, core beliefs are stored in our unconscious mind. So I would think of a picture of an apple core, to stand for core beliefs, and associate that with an apple core hitting someone in the head and knocking them unconscious. This is literally what I thought about when I thought, how am I going to memorize that core beliefs come from our unconscious minds? And I had the picture of an apple core hitting somebody in the head and knocking them unconscious. It's a silly association, but these visual pictures help me associate the information that I want to memorize. So your task for this week is to think of an example of one of those techniques, either acrostics, acronyms, or the loci technique, and use that technique to create an example of how to study how to use it for a concept from our chapter 5 or 6. Because again, your quiz is on chapter 5 or 6, and I want you to start thinking about how you can use these techniques in order to memorize some of the concepts from the chapters. And hopefully this will help you in some of your other classes as well. So again, you're going to review the concepts on pages 175, 180, acronyms, acrostics, associations, or the loci technique. And in your discussion board, you're going to give that one of those examples, and you're going to create an example of an association or an acronym for one of the concepts from chapter 5 or chapter 6. So hopefully that'll help you all start thinking about ways to memorize information, because memorization is an important technique for your classes while you're in college. And so that's where your discussion board is for this week. And then the cultural plunge assignment isn't due until December 11th. So I want to talk about the cultural plunge assignment for a second. It's a 2-part assignment, and I'm giving it to you very early on so that you have time to actually to go visit one of the locations. So the cultural plunge assignment, again, is to kind of stretch us and get us out of our comfort zone and to engage in maybe something that's different from what we're typically used to. So as the directions say, I want you to have an experience with a culture, group, or subgroup or religion that is different from your own. We live in a very diverse world, and it's impossible not to come into contact with people who are different from us. So the purpose of cultural plunges is to expose you to diversity and increase your cultural awareness. So there's two parts to this assignment. First, you're going to be visiting a place or an event that is devoted to a different culture, subgroup, or religion that is different from what you identify with. And I have some examples of places where you could go to. Either a cultural ethnic setting that's different, a religious affiliation, sexual orientation organizations, socioeconomic status, people who are differently abled, and I've listed various places that you could attend. Now I know some of you aren't in the local area, so if you're not, please feel free to check out places that are located where you are and see if there are something that you can go visit as well in your location. So you're going to visit this place, whether it's a museum, whether it's a cultural event that you saw that's taking place, whether it's a religious association or organization. Then you're going to, after you visit the location, you're going to answer the questions in a 2-page paper that's listed below. How was this experience for you? How was this experience different from what you're used to? What surprised you most about yourself through this activity? What did you learn about yourself and or others? And has anything changed for you in light of this new experience? So make sure that you answer those questions thoroughly. Make sure that you are very aware of how you experience your outing. What changes for you? Did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel out of place? Did you learn anything different? And again, you're going to write those answers in a paper after you go visit your location. A couple of things I do want you to be aware of. If you are going to a religious organization, say you attend a different service, maybe you're going to a synagogue and you're going to attend one of those services, please be very aware of respect for another association and of their rituals. And also be aware that if you're feeling uncomfortable, I do want you to grow and stretch, but if there's any time where you feel really uncomfortable, please feel free to leave as well. I don't want you to put yourself in a situation where you feel very uncomfortable and it doesn't feel right. So, if you feel like it's a situation where you're not completely, comfortable in where you're at, then feel free to leave, and then we can talk about maybe another location that's more appropriate or something else that's more appropriate to visit. Most of the time students go and they have a great experience. They go and they just observe. There's no need to interact with other people. There's no need to, get information. It's just going to experience something different. You can be an observer, a fly on the wall, and just be in the background. But if you ever feel like you're in a situation where maybe somebody's asking you to participate in something or talking to you a little bit more in depth and you don't feel 100% comfortable, feel free to just say, okay, thank you, I'm going to be leaving now. And then you and I, you can email me and we can talk about ways to complete the assignment. So I just want to make sure that you are respectful to where you're going and to the location you're going to be at and to others, but that you're also feeling comfortable yourself for this assignment. If you're feeling very opposed and you're looking for some alternatives, then please contact me as well. I'm happy to have dialogue with you and talk to you about other ways to complete the assignment if you're having very strong feelings about what the assignment is asking of you. But like I said, there's a lot of different opportunities. If religious affiliation is not something you want to dive into, then maybe go do something else. Maybe go look at a center for the homeless, or the San Diego Center for the Blind, or a museum, or in the San Diego area, a lot of students have taken advantage of going to Balboa Park and visiting the Japanese gardens, and just something different from what they're used to. So if that's more up your alley and something that you feel more comfortable with, by all means, then feel free to do that as well. But feel free to contact me. Again, this assignment is not due until December 11th, so that gives you plenty of time to research a place. Contact me if something does not feel right, or if you want some alternatives, you have until December 11th to turn in this assignment. And this assignment is worth 100 points, so it is a lot of points. So just wanted to let you know that that's something to be working on in this semester, for the rest of the semester, and I hope you have a great week. And again, if you have any questions, I'm here. Please contact me, and I'm excited for the rest of the semester and helping you all finish strong. Okay? Have a great day.